Hello and Happy New Year from Cracking the Cryptic. From both Simon and myself, we very much hope you have a great year. Now, New Year's Day is New Content Day on the channel. On Patreon, for our $3 subscribers, finally the video solution to Tracking the Cryptid, the astonishing Sudoku hunt by Stefan Bura and Akash Jain. Well done to them. Well done to everybody who has tried the puzzle hunt. Some have finished it. The solution video is long, which reflects how hard it was. You do get to see a fair amount of me faffing around trying to solve the individual puzzles, but there are also the explanations of how the rule sets worked, how you were meant to deduce them, what the final solution was and how it came about. It really is, a testament to what was a brilliant piece of content. We were so pleased to be able to bring you that in December. But it is also January, and we have also released the January Patreon content far easier. Will take anybody far less time. Not a complete giveaway puzzle, though. This came about because Chad Edwards, a viewer, asked for something for a scavenger hunt he was making for his brother, and he needed it to have a certain type of solution. So we made a puzzle for him that incorporated that kind of solution. It gives the puzzle a unique finishing answer that, well, we think you'll like it. Anyway, that is for $2 Patreons and above on the Patreon channel, so do go to the link there. And also, new content on the channel today, as well as our 2 Sudoku videos. We have Simon's solve of a puzzle by Morph in The Independent, and this is just an astonishing piece of work. Morph is a friend of mine, Mick Hodgkin. He also writes limericks on Twitter, @twitmericks. They are brilliant. His command of scansion and his rhyming humour is unparalleled. He writes about the news. It's slightly UK-centred, but really well worth following. Very amusing content that he puts out 3 or 4 times a week, as far as I can tell. He's a fantastic wordsmith, and that's reflected in his crossword clues. This crossword that Simon solved, astonishingly, every clue seems to relate to an item of news this year. Now, some of them are misdirection in the cryptic manner, but it's really worth seeing how that gets put together. And Simon's put that on the channel today. You may already have seen it. If not, have a look. So, this puzzle, this is the same author as yesterday. James Kopp sent us 2 puzzles together, one for New Year's Eve, one for New Year's Day. I enjoyed the New Year's Eve one yesterday, so I'm going to try the New Year's Day one today. As you can see, the thermos, there's the giveaway, spell out 2021, and we've got 2 more 21s to commemorate the new year. But you will notice, if you're observant, that this thermo doesn't have a bulb on yet. So the rules are these. Normal Sudoku rules: along the thermos, digits strictly increase from the bulb, which is at one end of the thermo. Even on this thermo, the bulb is at one end, but we have to determine which end. And then there are 2 little killer clues. These look at the diagonals they're pointing at and add up the numbers, which can include repeats, to make 21. So that's the rules for this puzzle. Do have a go on the link under the video. I'm going to try it now. Let's get cracking. Right, these are the longest thermos with bulbs on, so I'm going to fill in the possible numbers along them in the hope, well, I don't think we'll see much just from that, but let's at least get recorded with the 2 degrees of freedom that 7-cell thermos afford what the candidate numbers are. Yeah, that's not a lot of use. These 21 little killer clues, these are hopeless. I mean, the average of this one is over 4, so can't really use that. The average number on this one is almost exactly 5, so they are really not a lot of use to us at the moment. Okay, let's have a look at this 8-cell thermo. So one way round. Okay, so the end of it is either 1, 2 or 8, 9. The next cell is either 2, 3 or 7 or 8. The next, yeah, it gets interesting in the middle. I thought it would. The next one is either 3, 4, or 6 or 7. But these two have to be 4, 5, or 6. Whichever way round you go, that is going to be the case. Now, look, that gives us a 4, 5, 6 triple down column 6. So we know that can't be a 4, which means that can't be a 3. We also know this can't be a 6, which means it can't be a 7 on the end. Is that all that's telling us? That would be very disappointing if so. It is. Oh, it's also telling us this can't be 4 or 6. Okay, so that's extreme one way or the other. The end of this now is this either goes 1, 2, 3 or 9, 8, 7. And look, it can't go 1, 2, 3 because of that cell in the same box. That would give you 4 cells that had to contain 1, 2, and 3. So we have determined the bulb of this thermometer. It is there. And we can take out all the high numbers from starting from that end. I think those are what we get left with. Right, that 7 is looking down here, so that's an 8. Look, 2, 3, 4 triple in row 2. Lovely. We get the 5 and the 6 on the thermo. That makes this a 4, and we can trace that back all the way up that thermo to the top. No idea what this is, but never mind. All its degrees of freedom are intact. Look at this, though. That's gorgeous. 5, 6, 7, 2, 4, 8 in the column, 3, 1 in the row. That is a naked single 9, the sort I like to find. Now, 1 and 3 there, and now we get a beautiful 1, 2, 3 triple in box 2. Probably just gives us that single 4, but that stops that being a 4. That stops that being a 3. Now we have a 2, 3 pair and a 1, 2 pair in rows 2 and 3. How can we use those? I do not know, but 4 is in one of those cells. Oh, look, yes, this 1, 2, 3 triple. Right, we have to place 8, 9, and 7 in the top box. So 8 there and a 9, 7 pair, which rules out 7 from this. 8, 1, 2 must go here. These can be from 3, 5, or 6, irritatingly. Right, 3, 5, 6, and 7 are the candidates here, but we must include 3 and 7. Actually, this one can't include 3 at all. But 3 is therefore in one of these cells looking at this. So that cannot be 3 anymore. That sorts out this 2, 1, 3 triple. That fixes the 2 and 3 on the beginning of the 2 thermometer. That is so beautiful the way that works together. Really elegant. So this can't be 3, this can't be 4, this can't be 5, this can't be 6, this can't be 7. They have all come down in terms of their possibilities. The 21 diagonal. Ooh, well, actually, okay, the absolute minimum, 14, a 2 here, 16, 1 there, a 17. There's only 4 degrees of freedom from the absolute minimum, so each number that we haven't put in can go 4 up from its minimum. It limits it a bit. It's not very helpful. Right, I haven't looked at this thermometer at all. And it can't end in an 8 or 9. So, 3 degrees of freedom left. Can't have a 4 there, sorry. 1, 3, 4. That can't be a 3 either because of that. So this now has to be 6 or 7. 1, 3. Okay. What about this 21 diagonal? I mean, it looks like there's a lot of possibilities, but if that's an 8, if that was a 1, these have to add up to 12. They can't be 9, 3. They could be 8, 4. Oh, they can't be 5, 7, because how are you going to fill those cells then? You'd have 4 cells which had to be 5, 6, or 7. So with a 1, it could be 8, 4. I'm going to sketch these in as we go. With a 3, 11. Oh, these add up to 10. but they can't be 3, 7 or 9, 1. So they could be 8, 2 or 6, 4. Although, hang on, is 6, 4 a possibility? If this is 6, 4, 3, so you've got 3, 6, 9, 4 down here. These now have to be, well, this has to be higher than 3 and not 4. That's 5. And then this is impossible because it can't be 5 or 6. So forget 6, 4, 3. We can have, what was the first one I did? I'm losing track now. Hang on. 8 and 1, 9, left 12, which could have been 8 and 4. That's okay. Right. Now 8 and 3, 11. I think 8 and 2 is possible, but not 6 and 4. That's using too many of these middle numbers, it turns out. Now 8 and 4 there, and remember that 4 would force 5, 6, 7 here. We'd need 9 there. Oh, which could be 1 and 8. 1 here and 8 here. 8, 1, 8, 4. Yeah, I think that does work. What would you have here, though? You'd have 1, 8, 5, 6, 7. Aha! You couldn't put any number here. You'd have 1, 8, 5, 6, 7 with 9, 3 already placed. You've got 2 and 4 left to place, but that doesn't work because of the 2 and 4 looking there. So that does not work. This cannot be a 4 at all. This is therefore not an 8. And this isn't a 1. This has to be an 8. Oh, 16. So these add up to 5. Yes, those are the possibilities I'm left with. Okay, that's really neat. Now, 1 must be in one of those cells, which doesn't help in any way. 4. Ooh, 2. Yeah, 2 is ruled out of 8 cells in box 4. That leaves a 2 in one of those and not in that one. Ah, and the minimum has disappeared from that by a distance because 3's... No, 2 was never possible. What am I talking about here? Let's have a look at the minimums on this one again. 6, 1, 4, that is right. 11 and 3 is 14 and 5 is 19. So we can only be 2 above the minimum. Is that right? This can't be 1, 2 or 3. This can't be 1 or 2. This can't be 2 or 3. It's going to have to be 1. I'm just going to check this again. The minimums are 6, 7, 11, 14, 19. We can only have a maximum of 2 above. So that can't be 6 or 7. This can't be anything other than 1. So that's a surprising placement. Now, 6, 7, minimums again, 11, 14, 19, same total, because I didn't change the minimums there. But that's really quite constrained now. And a surprising 1 placed there, that surely that can help us somewhere. Yes, it placed... Oh, well, I could have placed 1 in the central box ages ago. 1 in one of those. Oh, it takes the 1 out of there. That's the point. That becomes a 3. This is not a 2. Oh, that's nice. 3 in box 3 is there. This is not a 3. 3, in fact, is there now in box 5. And there in box 4. Oh, we've almost placed all the 3s. Just one little X-wing of them there. Now, this can't be 3, 8, 9, 2 or 4. It could be 1 though. Okay, not to worry about that for now. 1 is up here somewhere. I was about to do that a moment ago, and 4 is also up there. In fact, 4 is in one of these 2 cells, so not in here, and it must be here. This is a 5, 6 pair. 1, 5, 6, 2, 3. This is 4 or 7, and it's not 4. because 4 is up there. That is a naked single 7. 4 is not there either. That's 8 or 9. These are from 4, 8 and 9, which gives us a 4, 8, 9 triple, which means we can place everything else on this thermo in box 4. That gives me a 4 here, which decides where the 4 is in the box. We've got an 8, 9 pair. That's not a 4, and that's one of the minima. And in fact, this, I think that's, oh no, that was the minimum. 6, 7, 12, 15, 20. We can only have one extra, so that's now the 3. Oh, look at this. This is utterly beautiful. These have to be 5 and 6. To make this 21 total, these have to add up to 11. So they have to be 1, 5 and 1, 6. Now they're both looking at a couple of interesting cells. One of them is here. 5 and 6 are both looking at that cell, so it can't be that or 8, 9 or 2, 4. So that is 1, 3, 7. Relatively interesting. But what's really interesting is the 5 and 6 are both looking at this cell as well. Whatever's here can't be here, whatever's here can't be here, so that is a 7. And that is so pretty. It's one of those things that thermo combined with little killer, you just wouldn't think that's going to do that sort of thing. Right, 5 and 6 are a pair there, so that becomes 7, which takes 7 out of this cell we just started to limit. 7. Oh, look, that's a naked single 1 now. That makes that a 3. That's resolved. This is not a 1. 1 in box 9 is there. This is 2 or 4, which fixes the rest of the thermo. This is 2 or 4, and I don't know which. 5, 9, 7 as a triple there, which is great because that makes this a 6. Actually, as did that 5. That's a naked single 8. This one similarly is 2 or 4. So we've got a little 2, 4 pair looking up here. That can't be 9. Let's take the corner mark 3 out as well. Right, we've got a 1, 4, 6 triple here. Ah, and the middle one can't be 1 or 4, which is in a pair there. So we can specify that. Now I've got a hideous mess going on here. I had a 4, 8, 9 triple there, so this was meant to become a 7 and I mistyped it. Now, have I used that 8 for anything? I don't think I have. So I think that's fine. That was just a mistyping. I'm resolved. My apologies if you saw it. If you've posted a comment, I can only apologize, but it makes this a 9. That's not a 9. I do get excited sometimes, especially when there is beauty in these puzzles, as so often. That's an 8, 6 pair where I can fill them in. I hope this is still right. I think it is. That's a 5. That's 9. That finishes off row 3. And box 2, that's not a 9 now. 9, 3, 5, 6, 7, 1, 4. That's 2 or 8. Yeah, I had this 2, 4 pair. They're quite useful. 2, 4, 1, 6, 3. So this is 9 and 5 with 8 and 7 at the top. 2 and 8 to go in here, and they can be placed. That's sorted out the 9, 8 pair. 5, 9. I mean, it's amazing that this puzzle works. It's so clever in the way it interacts with itself. 1, 7 and 9 to go in there. I can't actually resolve them. 5 and 1 at the top, though. I can do those. That fixes that as a 7, 5. Oh, look, I had a 9 there, so I could have resolved the 7 and 9. Now, oh, deadly pair. Oh, and that's not resolved. Oh, phew. It's resolved by this thermo. Actually, that thermo is only 1 cell away from completion as well. Not thermo, little killer. So this clue 6, 7, 13, 16. This is the 5. This one, 8, 8 and 3 add up to 19, that's a 2. So there we go, that fixes those. One pair to finish off. What a brilliant puzzle to start the year with. One more pair to finish off, sorry. What a brilliant puzzle. I really enjoyed that. That's so beautifully interactive, the two rule sets that have been used. Excellent stuff. Thank you very much to James. Sorry if I threw you out a bit by writing an 8 in that cell, which was erroneous, and leaving it for about 2 minutes. Apologies if that bothered you, but thank you so much for following us. Do subscribe for the new year. Join us on Patreon if you haven't already. It really is worth the ride. There's some great stuff there, and I'm not talking about my solution video to Tracking the Cryptid. That is average stuff. So thanks very much, and see you again soon on the channel. Bye for now.